So let's now add in another section at the down here. Okay, so we're going to add in another one below this section above it. So we're going to click the plus sign, and I'm just going to go for one full width image. Okay, in fact it won't be full width, I keep saying that. It's going to be boxed, and it's going to be about 800. It's going to have no gap, and it's going to have a minimum height of 0. Okay, and I'm also going to go into advanced, and I'm going to say straight away I want a padding of about 200 and about 200. So whatever content is in there, there is breathing space from the top and the bottom of this section within the section. Okay, I'm also going to say the margin at the top is 60, so there's a space of 60 breathing space between the section above. We go into the section we're still in, we go to style, and I'm going to say the image at the background is, what shall we go for? Let's go for this black one here. Yeah, let's go for that. Yeah, okay. So I've added in a image like so, and I'm going to set it to be center, so it's dead in the center. I'm going to say it is a fixed, so the background is fixed. So remember, as we scroll, the words will go up and the image will stay flat at the back. No repeat, and we're going to say the size is, well, cover. Cover actually looks okay. Yeah, cover actually looks better. Oh no, sorry, what am I doing? Of course, cover is going to look okay. Contain is the one where it comes in. I think, right, doing videos, like, sometimes at the minute your brain starts to melt. Right, okay, yeah. Cover is what we want to use. Okay, so cover is fine. I'm now going to add in some text into here. So I'm just going to go up, and I'm going to pick that text. Why am I picking that text up? Because we've already done it for the mobile as well. So it will maintain the size, and then it shrinks down accordingly. So let's now add in that text. Let's put it as a center. I don't want it to be a H1. You shouldn't have more than one H1s on per page. If you have too many header ones, site engine optimization and all of this stuff does not like it, okay? So I'm just going to put it as a 3 for now because we've got some H2s above. And I'm going to say that, I'm going to say, open your mind. Open your mind. Open your mind and play with the elements. Play with the elements. Play with the elements. There we go. I don't know why I'm laughing. Sorry. I just had a bit of a hysterical there. Right. And I'm now just going to go back into my section because I can now see the 800 is too much. Put it at 600. Yeah, okay. That kind of works. Now, at the moment, okay, that looks fine on the black background. When you get to the light, it's not very visible, is it? Because of the outline. So I'm going to do something just a little bit crazy here. I'm going to go to my typography. And I'm going to put it as a 9. No, what happens? Let's go to bold. No, let's go to 800. No, let's go 700. I'm going to actually change it to be a different text. I'm going to go for Montserrat. Like so. So there's a bit more of a bolder text there. Okay. I'm also going to just make it about 600. No, we'll leave it at 700. Leave it at 700. And I'm going to change this section width to be about 700. There we go. Open your mind and play with the elements. Right. What we can do, though, with this header is we've got the color, we've got the typography. I'm also going to add in a bit of shadow, but I'm going to do that in a moment. You can go to blend mode, and if I go to multiply, it disappears. If I go to screen, sometimes this works really well when you have certain colored images, but look what happens when I go to overlay. Can you see the text is just there? Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that, but I can see it. It's just there, right? It's just there. The problem with though is that because the image is so dark behind, it doesn't really work for us. So I just wanted to show you different overlay backgrounds. Let's put it back onto normal. I'm now going to go to my shadow here, and I'm going to pick a dark color like so. Have it fully dark. I'm not going to have any blur, tiny bit of blur too, and I'm now going to increase my vertical just to be about 2 like so, like that. And all it does is it just makes that text stand out a little bit more against the backdrop there. I have to say though, it is still looking a little bit odd. So I'm actually going to undo all of that. Everything I just said, I'm undoing. Right. I'm now going to come back into my header, or the column that holds the header. I'm going to go to style. Now we've done backgrounds, okay? You could add in another image behind the column, did you know? But we're going to leave it transparent. But we are going to go to background overlay. And I am going to add in a dark overlay, like so. Can you see that? It's a darker pattern now. If I go like that, it's fully black. If you drop it down, if you go to about 0.6, I think that works better. And I'm now going to just change the content of that column. So I'm going to go to advanced, and I'm going to give it a bit of padding. So from the top, I'm going to go about 15 and about 15 there. In fact, we'll go a bit more on the bottom. So we'll go to about 23, 20. Yeah, that'll do there. So when we're now viewing this on the page, there is a bit of a banner there. Can you see it? There's a bit of a dark patch there. And as you scroll up and down, it will just cross over into the image. And what I like about that is that I don't know, I just feel it works better on a dark image. On a lighter image, you wouldn't probably have to do that because your text might stand out enough. And on a lighter image with dark text and overlay blend mode, that looks really, really good. I'm just now going to add in my button. So I'm adding it into the same column. Okay, I'm going to set it to the center, and this button now might be something completely different, which might be, I don't know, it might be something else like read more. And this is where you might have, I don't know, a button that takes them to a blog post or another page that gives them further info. I'm going to go to advanced for this button and just give it a bit of breathing space of about 20 from the top there. And there we go. So we have a bit of an effect going on there with that. Okay, I'm quite happy with that, and it maintains the orange color of above. What I should mention though, and I haven't, is that button, all of the buttons don't actually go anywhere. So if I go over to this button here, I could, if I want, say, right, where's this button going to go? I mean, it's not going to go to the home page because we're already on the home page. But if you've built any other pages, you type it, the link will be there. Or you could type in something completely different like websquadron.co.uk. You know, like that, something like that. So when you click it, it takes them to that web page. Remember, where you have the cog, you can decide, do you want them to leave this site and go there? Or do you want it to open in another new tab, which sometimes is preferable unless you really, really want them to go to a new page and leave your current site. So have a think about that. Okay, so just going to update that for now. So how was this bottom section now going to look on the mobile? Let's go to the mobile. Let's go to 378. I think you know now it's not going to look how we set, like what we had with the problem at the top. So let's go over here. This section is now way too big. So let's go to advanced. Let's just reset it all. So we're going to have about 40. Now we're going to 60 from the top. And we are going to say the padding is about 40 from the bottom. And we'll have 15 on the left and 15 on the right. We'll change this text, the content, to be centralized. And we got a button. And I have to say though, it really doesn't look as good now, does it? Because it's like it's just compacted way too much. I'm going to go back to my column. I'm going to go back to my background overlay, and for my mobile, I'm actually going to remove that background, the overlay, because now you can hardly see the bulb, and it just doesn't work for me. So I'm just going to mess around with this and just do 60 and about 60. So there we go. Right. Okay. So if we now view that on a mobile, we have that little bit of a background. Oh, sorry, yeah. If you do that, it will remove it from the background as well. But I've come to just decide that actually, the more I look at it, the more I actually go, well, actually, as you're scrolling, you will have read the word anyway. So it doesn't matter that it kind of blends in a little bit there. You will have read it anyway, because it's, as you scroll down the screen, it's like it starts there. So that's okay for me now. And in the mobile, it looks fine as well. So what impact does that do to our page score insight? This is amazing! I mean, look at that. We've got a score of 96 on the mobile. I mean, here's our web page. Oh, sorry, I've closed it there. Sorry, there's our web page on the mobile. And we're getting a score of a 99 on the desktop. Scores are still looking pretty good. Slight issue. There isn't really any issues there, so I'm pretty happy with that. And on the mobile, we are getting, 96 on a mobile page that's got, you can see there, we've got our logo, social sharing icons, our menu, banner, buttons, images. We've got more images below. We've got another section. Yes, I know I haven't added in videos and accordions and carousels and things like that, but that's because I'm just trying to get across a certain type of clean looking website at the moment. Nothing wrong with carousels, by the way, but 96, that's really, really good. And where I am told, though, like reduce the unused JavaScript, that actually relates to the auto-optimize plugin. So you're always going to get a little bit of that, like I said earlier. But that is, these scores here, 3.8 seconds, 2 seconds for the largest contentful paint. Some of this is very subjective on your server and your host and things like that. But you got to take it, 96% on a mobile with Elementor. Because Elementor gets a lot of bad press. It's too slow. You got to use WP Rocket. You got to use NitroPack. Don't use NitroPack. Don't go there. But there's nothing wrong with using WP Rocket and paying for premium plugins. But I've just used a few free ones and it's working great. So Google's score so far is superb. Right, okay. Let's now go into adding in a final section for this page, which will be like a contact section. And we're going to get onto that in the next video.